my name's Mr. Wig. I've seen you all before. I hope you remember me. Okay, we have the agenda on the board. We're going to go through our weathering and erosion PowerPoint. We're going to talk about weathering and erosion. Then we're going to play a game. Yay! But there are lots of rules to our game, so we have to follow them precisely. And then we're going to do a quick review and exit ticket, okay? So, weathering and erosion. Weathering. The breakdown to the materials of the Earth's crust into smaller pieces. What does that mean? Where?
It means not using weather. Like a paraphrase of that is saying the breaking down of rocks.
Rocks. Okay, so what is the Earth's crust?
The outer layer.
The outer layer of the Earth. So, can anybody tell me? Of course you can. Of course you can tell me. Tell me what could possibly break down the Earth's crust. Tara.
An earthquake.
An earthquake. Well, we're thinking about breaking down, like taking away small pieces to making it smaller. An earthquake would be like a huge difference. Jimena.
The wind.
The wind. That's a good example. Do you have another? Waves. So like water. Plants. Those are all great answers, and we're going to talk about them. There are two different types of weathering. First one we're going to talk about is physical weathering. Rocks are broken down manually, mechanically, like with friction. There's different types of physical weathering, and these are all some of the examples that you gave me. So frost, frozen water. Plant roots. If a plant grows in a certain place, it can break apart the Earth's crust. Friction and impact, which would be our earthquakes, right? That's impact and friction. Also animals and temperature changes. And here are a couple pictures. That's the water freezing and breaking apart the rocks. Some more frost on the ground breaking apart. That was Ben was talking about. Can you see those? And here's friction. This is the water is coming over the rocks, and it's slowly breaking down those rocks into smaller, and then get really small into pebbles and sand. Burrowing animals. Those are the animal burrows. So they dig to make their homes, and it breaks apart the Earth's crust. And temperature changes. The frost and the freezing will change the Earth's crust, and so will fires and the sun. Okay, our second type of weathering is chemical weathering. This is when the chemical composition of something changes. So there is a chemical reaction happening. And that happens, for example, with water, oxygen. Living organisms can cause chemical changes, and acid rain. Raise your hand if you know what acid rain is.
A little bit. I don't know. It's like water that has acid in it.
It's what? Well, exactly, polluted water. Water gets acid in it by pollution, from pollution. Okay. So, you're fine. It's okay. Here's an example of weathering from water. The water is dissolving the rocks. And here's oxygen. Iron combines with oxygen, and it's called oxidation. So it turns the rocks and whatever is on it different colors. It's basically rust. Have you ever, people up north, when they drive their cars in the snow, and they put lots of salt on the roads to get the snow off the roads and for it to be safer, but the cars, they rust because the salt is on the cars and the cars are outside all day and they rust and make them fall apart. Similar, this happens as a natural process in the world as well, not just experiments. Carbon dioxide, you don't have to know exactly this, but carbon dioxide is a chemical, causes chemical weathering as well. Florida has a lot of limestone in the ground, and so, okay, yeah, there you go. So that has a lot to do with Florida. There we go. Living organisms, they grow on rocks, like the algae and all of that, and their waste basically produces acid, and it can wear away the rocks from the acid that these algae and lichen are producing. Acid rain, we talked about that. It's caused from pollution. See our CO2 emissions and our pollutants, and the wind transports the pollution in the clouds, and it rains, and it depositions, which means to deposit, which means that it lands on our towns and our statues and can hurt the wildlife. Okay, so that of the Earth's crust. Now, erosion is the process that moves those rocks and soil. So, weathering is getting smaller, and the erosion is moving those pieces. Okay? Erosion moves the rocks and the sands and all of the pieces of the Earth's crust to somewhere else. Erosion is just the process of moving. And here's some examples of erosion. Water erosion, so rivers, streams, oceans. Yes.
Is there chemical and physical erosion too?
I don't have a picture of the ocean, but beaches can erode as well. That happens a lot here in St. Pete, and they have to bring in new sand from somewhere else, so we have nice, pretty beaches. Ice erosion and glaciers. Glaciers, we know they're very slow moving, but they do move. They did ruin the Titanic. Wind erosion happens. Those are some pictures. I just love these pictures. And mass movements, landslides, mudslides. There was a recent mudslide.
I was just going to say that. Mm-hmm.
And that's the occurrence of all of these natural disasters is increasing, I think, from global warming. And so we'll probably hear a lot more about landslides and mudslides. Okay, so there are 4 teams. There's going to be 5 people on each team. We're only going to take 2 teams up at a time because of the amount of room, okay? So you will have 2.5 minutes for each round. Each group gets 2.5 minutes. Okay, so there is a land formation over in our play area. And you all are going to be water. Yay! Yes. And we are going to weather away our land formation and erode it to the other side of the room. Whoa. Yes. So what I want you to do is when we come over here, we have a green land formation and a blue land formation. So you're going to line up behind the land formation. There's going to be 5 of you. So just go off to the sides. There will be plenty of room. And the first person takes one particle. This is a particle of our land formation. And they are going to crab walk it to the other side of the ring. Okay, crab walk. What's a crab walk? Here, come show me what a crab walk is. Yes. Here.
Oh, this is like. I'm a crab walk.
And here's our example of a crab walk. Thank you. And you're going to put your blocks in a pile over here. At the end of 2.5 minutes, I will tell you to stop. Your team stops exactly where they are. We're going to count how many particles are on the other side, and we're going to put it on our chart. Okay? So that's what happened.
Good job, Alyssa.
No, you can't go yet. Oh, I don't know. No, you can't go.
Oh, Darlene, put it in her pocket. Good thinking.
Christina, where's your cube?
Go around the desks, please.
Not crab walking, Caleb.
Around the desk.
Caleb, you look like a snake with 2 legs.
All right, 1 minute. Grab a block out of the thing. 1 minute.
We're done.
No, you still have a minute left. What is this?
Well, technically they won.
Don't run anything.
Can I get water?
20 seconds.
Oh,
There you go. Go around the desk. Around the desk. Okay, stop. Okay. And if you've already gone, put your behind in your seat. Team four, it's okay if you can't see it. Walk behind the blue. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here so I'll see.
I moved the other one.
Okay.
Don't beat me. Who's going twice for you, Phoebe?
Do Marcella.
Tasia's going twice. So Tasia, when you're done, just jump in Phoebe's spot and then go, and then you'll jump in your spot.
Okay, please remember when you go back to line up, go around the desks because you're gonna walk into the people crab walking and that's gonna mess us up.
Dangerous.
Okay. So you wanna count us off?
3, 2, go. 2.
Oh, Marcellus!
Around the desk. Oh, my cheater.
Go.
we were real scientists,
23.
what would we have to do if we were real scientists?
Subtract.
We wouldn't subtract.
Estimate.
We would do it over, absolutely, and we would follow the rules. If this was a real, excuse me,
What about T3?
20.
We got
But then you.
No, she counted. There was 24, right?
There's 23.
In 3.
No, in 3 there's 20. In
Yeah,
4
see?
there's 23.
We're right. She
Already
counted.
counted.
So we would, if we were a real scientist, if this was real experiments with real trials, we would scrap that one because you guys didn't follow the rules, and we would start over. So we're not counting Team 4 as a full winner here. That they're technically not a full winner.
We are also
3,
technically
2, 1.
winners.
I'm okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. So Miss Marshall is correct about our trials. We can't make a full conclusion from our data, but what we can do is take out our sheet of paper.
I'll bring it around. First and last on the top, please.
Oh yeah, don't we have to take a test today? Well, I need to take a test today and the math.
Oh, good question. Thank you so much, Ajane, for raising your hand and waiting to be called on. Can you ask it a little louder so maybe somebody in our class could answer it for you?
This wouldn't be an accurate experiment because we didn't do this more than 5 times.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. You agree with her? Good. We didn't do 5 trials. If we would have done 5 trials, then it would have been an accurate experiment.
So we did 4.
No, we did 1.
Oh yeah.
Each team only did 1, and we would have to do 5.
Both.
First and last name on the paper.
Okay, so on your paper, you're going to make a chart. And it's going to, one side's going to say weathering, and the other side is going to say erosion. And in your own words, I want you to define both. And I want you to list 2 ways or 2 types or 2 different facts about weathering and erosion. Like what causes erosion, what are the different types of weathering. You can use your notes and you can decide what 2 facts you want to put.
For the definition, before you guys start writing, you are going to write a complete sentence. You are not going to write one word. You are not going to write the mnemonic device that we use to remember the difference. You're going to write in your own words what weathering is in a full, complete sentence. I shouldn't even have to say that, but I know I was going to because I would have people that just wrote one word.